Good.
Flag, United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Morning, everybody. Call the meeting to order. We have a forum. Take a motion to approve the agenda in the minute. So I'll second it. All right, any discussion? All in favor, aye? Aye. Aye. Motion passes. Rich not here today?
Yeah, what did he say?
Just snow building. Vacation or something. All right. Drainage. Couple claims there, guys, you look at them. All right, motion approved claims, a second.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right. All right, regular claims. We've seen this week, right? Any reports?
The payroll.
Oh, you do have payroll. All right, motion to approve payroll claims.
I will make a motion to approve the payroll claims.
Second. Okay, motion second, any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, aye? Aye, opposed? Carried. Any reports? Auditor's quarterly report. Motion to approve the auditor's report. Second.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, aye? Aye, opposed? Motion carried. All right, any payroll eligibility or salary changes? Liquor license? Pass the budget reviews for a minute. The rest of the stuff off the list since Rich isn't here. Water system improvement projects. I did talk with Jason Friday. I'm still waiting on stuff from the DNR for that. So, we're kind of where we are with that. Winworth Becco, Melissa.
See most on.
Okay. All right, EMS continued discussion. Southern and Western group all met, cities, townships, everybody, last week, and, everybody's out getting petitions signed. Working on bringing that to the respective group entities, first part of February. So we can, possibly get that on a ballot for this spring sometime, so. Everybody is working on it, it'll be a really good turnout, must have like 30 people there. Representing every area, so. Turned out good, so. Other than that, that's all I have. EMS, nothing?
I just did have one.
Okay.
Oh, on EMS, I'm sorry.
Yeah. No,
No, I didn't hear nothing.
people service. Haven't heard anything. Good sign, I guess. Department heads, anybody?
The only thing I have, we did have a squad car locate a lost snowplow shoe and take out our oil pan and transmission pan. So that's up at Knutson Auto right now. We're waiting for the We did turn it into insurance until they get the pan put back on. It started, they don't know how much internal damage is done. So we're down that one, and then my truck this morning is having some issues, so I'm in the personal vehicle. So we're kind of down squad right now, but just FYI on that, I should have a new truck hopefully coming out this week or next week.
From, you've got one, just getting the equipment put in.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is one I've had that's finally getting done,
Ready to put one in service.
hopefully,
Okay.
yeah.
Good. Any other department heads?
The test got canceled on Friday. The testing center was closed, so I'll be going down this Friday for the unmanned aircraft pilot test. We've got, most people have been updated, Officer 65. I need to get you 3 on there, so that we can continue with that. I've got a few others that are outliers. But have to come up with the computers. Making progress, so I'm gonna be creating some training that I can do, schedule for people to come in, and we'll do some in-person trainings, and then I'll have them recorded as well, so people can look at that, and we'll schedule a cutover for Officer 65 email.
Sounds good. Anybody else? Supervisor Weekly, Enos?
We all had Winworth Petco Executive Board meeting. Dave Fox is there from Heartland. And he talked about the Homeward Community Construction Program, which is a good deal. If anybody could make use of it, move to home. So low interest rate guaranteed. We did touch on the budget a little bit as to what we had for carryover last July 1st and how much of it we were gonna use. Whether we're gonna use it all up this year or spread it out over 2 years to kind of help us out both years. And then I had Partners for Children. We went through the financials there. And then we had a discussion about the state realignment of CPPC and DCAT. And there's a couple options there. You can stick them all under one lead agency, or you can have a lead agency for each one of them in ECI, DCAT, CPPC, and I doubt that is gonna get straightened out for another year. They did talk about catchment areas instead of service areas where it wouldn't matter your county of residence. It boiled down to, here's the catchment area, and you can cross county lines, and which I think is good in everything. We gotta start making use of that kind of stuff. And they have no idea on the timeline as far as the impact of the coordinator positions or the boards or anything. It could end up like second judicial county, where we're just an advisory board where we meet once a year and they can listen to us or they don't have to listen to us. We don't know where that's headed. Then I had North Iowa Children's Alliance, went through the financial there. We also did an update on the reorganization of ECI, Early Childhood Iowa. And then there was a presentation given on oral health. And there we had a contract with Webster City because North Iowa Community Action had the funds taken away from them. So that had to get changed here about a year ago. They found this other place to go with it. So that's what I had for the week.
Mark?
Well, it has been transportation, big there, and I also had a call from Cindy Davis from my call. And she wanted, if we ever did anything with, getting that stuff done. I said, well, I couldn't remember, no, we discussed it, we haven't, so.
Looked at that paperwork.
Yeah, said, I know she said, we're in Baker County did the same thing, they just dropped it, just, you know, if they did anything, and I said, we need to get moving back on that, and try to be in touch, and still willing to do that, I think, and then she also brought up confirms she's on the VA committee down there, and it sounds like a lot of our veterans are going down there filling out the paperwork, doing stuff down there, so. And we're getting the funds here in the county to take care of them, but I'm not sure something to be looked at there too. So that's what I had.
I had. Instead of winter Becko and that, I had night hog Monday night. For the quick meeting, being we had some weather coming in, but we had a discussion with the city of Mason City, and I think. We're having more discussions, but NICOG employees may be joining Mason City's insured health insurance. Because Mason City sees a benefit if they get over 250 people. They see a cost savings benefits on one end, and with NICOG being a smaller group, they're gonna see better coverage, or I shouldn't say better coverage, yeah, better insurance, lower deductibles. And they've had to pay some lot lower increases, Mason City has, so. There's some discussion going on there, trying to save some dollars, down at NICOG and keep decently affordable health insurance, so. And, for that, it's going pretty good. I think they did get a couple. Had to buy a new bus. They had lost one in an accident, I believe, that nobody got injured, nothing like that, but. Ended up having to purchase a new bus. But other than that, it's just kind of rolling as normal down there. That's okay. That's about all I had. All right. Do we have anything we need to put on the agenda for next week? Except we got a little technical list going. For the next month too.
And what about the three, I just put all three caucuses, just to cover them. So
Oh, yeah.
get rid of those, it'll be for the summer.
Yeah.
I said university will be over.
Let's do it.
When we're back, so we may have a budget meeting at some point coming up, so we'll get you that date as soon. We'll get you that date.
I thought we set a date,
For budget, I don't think we
end
did.
of January.
We just met last Monday, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Then we'll meet
I
again.
thought we set a tentative date. Oh, I didn't, I wrote it down, but I didn't.
30th. It's a Tuesday
Oh,
after,
you got the-
1 o'clock.
Okay.
We're going to Tuesday because, after Winnebago's board meeting. Sure.
Oh, it's just the same meeting or a budget?
It's a good one.
Budget meeting,
Okay.
So 30th,
30th, Tuesday the
I
30th.
thought I heard that we set a date at 1 PM.
Yep. All right, well. Come back into budget reviews, huh? So you wanna look at Rich's or just wait till he gets back and. His is
Yeah.
fairly locked in anyway, isn't it? Well, Dan, since you're here. What are you seeing?
With my budget, honestly, right now, until we get better numbers, and we won't know that until negotiations with the union, like, yeah. On my general budget, I did leave the deputy that I do not have replaced yet in there, and I did go at 6% for wages. So that's what's figuring into there. I didn't move a lot of anything else around. I actually had Jesse plug the numbers in and learn a little bit more about this when I sat there with him, but, just so there is someone else that knows a lot more on how to fill these in. You wanna switch to the Northwood one too, and do that at the same time? Or?
Yeah.
Okay, there again, I did the same thing. I really didn't move any numbers. I just plugged in the 6% until I get firm numbers on that. Nothing really changed there until I see what the firm numbers are. It's just kind of hard for me to do that until we see what happens with negotiation.
What's our increase with them this year? That in the contract?
4.58 is supposed to be at 3%, but I did figure another one with a 3%. With cutting some stuff, but here again, until I see them numbers for wages, it's hard for me to.
I thought we were locked in at 3.
We are locked in at 3.
Yeah, for another 3 years or 2 years?
I think this is 2 more or one of it.
Oh, no, it's gotta be at least 2 of them.
Sure.
We fixed the last year.
I'd have to look.
It would have been whatever budget year started and for the contract. It could be
Last year of the
last
first,
year's budget.
that was the first year of it, right?
I looked at our county contracts and we've been moving up that $4. Pretty much every year since I've taken over. When I took over, we were only getting $7,406 there, and now we're up to $35,846. And my recommendations keep moving at that rate up until we get to that $50. I think we're at 35 right now, somewhere in there.
Yeah, which is.
The only other thing I have is logger. We've rented out all the space on the logger that we feel comfortable doing that. And last time talking with Joe, we don't feel, but we have 5 people that are 5 different entities renting off our logger, so. $800. Yeah, for an entity.
I don't know the numbers right off.
That sounds right.
Employee group insurance went down 33% for that. I just see that under employee group insurance, the county contribution went down 33%.
General supplemental.
General supplemental.
Which budget?
What's that?
Which budget? 0002.
No, I did need 6 or 5.
5.
Depends on who's shuffled where. You have the same amount of people everywhere.
Yeah.
Well, I show 2 people from 4 to 10. So that's why it's different.
It just caught my eye.
Personnel wise, nothing should change from the previous.
Otherwise, but did you switch somebody from rural to?
Nope.
It all has to do with those numbers that we use.
Which one did you use? Example 1 in there? Or leaving it the same?
Yeah,
Okay. You sent out 3 different examples and I didn't know which one we we're gonna end up using.
well, it's up to you guys, but I went with leaving it the same for now. Let's see what it looks like.
You went with what?
Leaving it the same.
Okay.
But it's up to you to decide
Yep.
which way you wanna go.
Well, right now we're at that 10-20, right? Yeah.
For different over person, so. It's the same, people aren't used, it's the same as last year. But I don't see where any of them went up.
The only other thing is if you would have taken Brian out,
Did you guys change anything on the bottom of this, or did? Cause that isn't included on that, I have a FICA and health insurance part down at the bottom. We didn't use that,
mhm,
we plugged it in just for one column,
mhm.
cause that, this is all calculated on the bottom here. Like the little. Last year was three.
Yeah, the only thing we had was that one on, that I had you come in and correct on. Northwood deputy,
Yeah, you had 3 people there last year. 6, 3, 6, 2, 2, 3, and now you have 7 and 10.50 instead of 6. So I switched back to 3 and 6.
yeah,
That's a dispatch, because I just have Bruns and Nevi. And then I have, oh, let's see, I put the line in the wrong spot. It's 3, I don't know. Okay. It'll be interesting to see what Renee says, because I don't know how we can budget if we don't know what the union wants. Unless they're waiting until funds go.
yeah, that's where I'm at, is
We can't budget for
give
what we
give
don't
you the
know.
good numbers and I'll give you a good budget. On what you recommend Marty to do, but if I don't have good numbers, I can't do anything with it.
Same here.
Well, guess all we can do is wait and see where that poll went out later this morning. Or what the news is. Questions?
Not at the present time.
That's all we can do is kind of get a little bit of waiting to do on this one.
I
don't we?
asked the question, but things that caught my eye.
All right. You're early, Jim. It's all right, we're ahead. Do you want to go, you want to go while you're here? You can go shovel snow or something?
Given so much fun to be out there. If you guys want to do mine, you can do it, right?
Yeah, so let's do it.
Mine's super easy, because the only change is 7.34% household suggested, and whatever is. And benefits like it is, otherwise it would be really.
It's like last year.
That's fine. And black out, we can black out. And just a reminder that line items, not necessarily line items, but we run essentially just the bottom line budget. As we're, I'm scrambling to do claims and whatever it's, what pops in my head, as I'm doing line items, enter it, so I can go back up.
The only thing I forgot to take out of his is that wellness incentive. That's gonna be a wash. It's not gonna be in anybody's budget anymore.
Hours after all of your,
Well, there's power, two power line items. It's for all of our facilities, what was, what, anything with operations, so the office knows. Mine and Mark's down at this house, yeah. And then
did we? I know we've discussed it numerous times, are we? Getting any reimbursement from EMA on that?
no. We're seeing, which is, during the non-cold months, it's not a big deal. Because it maybe doesn't have this experience with the cold month, but
Just now, winter months?
yeah.
We might just shift, we might shift it to be in your building and it won't matter.
Yeah, if, things keep moving ahead with all the building stuff for the county, it won't matter anyways. I don't, I realize it's money, but it's gonna someone that just well, a lot of money. I don't know if I shouldn't be like that, but I am.
Well,
Who's good? Right, he's got his own money, you're done.
No, it's going to us because the dollar amount comes from a line item on our side that goes to his budget. It's not a taxpayer levy, for EMA.
that's what they're working on.
That's what we got there.
No, they didn't get
They
it
didn't get
passed, is the way I understand, I don't think they did.
Okay.
They're working on it though, but they're looking at it, but they didn't get it done.
And at this point, split it off to meter separately, we pay for the most, to have an additional meter, and that's what we've all just done. Right.
Yeah, you get some great $40 a month just for meter charge
Right.
and the minimum, right?
So most of his is coming out of general.
Might be general supplement.
That's. I was under the understanding it was supplemental, but
Yeah,
so his wages doesn't affect general.
just the amount that funds his budget is,
The whole thing comes from supplemental.
I'm looking. Under the disaster emergency, and yes, it's general supplemental.
Gotcha. That's what I thought it was. I was just double checking.
And then a little bit comes from the feds, I think, and
Yeah, he did that in his budget. He showed us come from the Fed. I haven't got it with me though. Quite a bit of it comes from the Fed.
just like half of the salary.
That's quite a bit of it. To help out.
More than that. Yeah, it's a lot more than that from the county.
Questions for Jim?
Not until we get a handle on this thing.
Like I said, mine's usually pretty stable, no more. If we use whatever it's getting out, or it's getting out.
May have to skin more. We don't know.
Alrighty, thank you, Jim.
Yeah, this year we want 86,440 from the county. And he'll get 20,300 from the. From Fed.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
0 from the state.
Yeah,
Yeah. Sounds good.
It's federal. Thank you, Jim.
Yep.
you see some of the miscellaneous ones.
What'd you say?
I'm gonna stick with the answer now. Miscellaneous ones, the
Oh,
big stack.
Jackie, we locked in at 10:30 on that call. For closed
Yeah.
session. We might take off. We don't want to.
Yeah, I would. That was the time she asked for it, so figured we'd be somewhere.
Hey, we'll see you in a little bit, huh? Thanks, guys.
Talk about projects. We need. I guess not for this, not for 15, but. We're gonna have to figure out how much of the TIF money's been used, how much is gonna get used in 24, so that I know what we're gonna have to use in 25. And then what we're gonna do with the projects coming up, or is that gonna be in? We're gonna be starting technically in 24, how much of it will be able to get done by June? And well, I'm guessing most of it will be done after July 1, so that will get into 25. And then I'll have to do the same with the ARP money, figure out how much we've spent this year, how much we're gonna spend this year, to know what's still available for next year.
hopefully with ARP, that pipeline can get put in this spring.
Is there anything on that?
Well, he's
Which one?
the one from the water tower that you just talked about. Jason's waiting.
Oh,
for
the
DNR.
water line? Yeah. Yeah, that, I mean, once he sees. Gets the okay from the DNR, then we can bid the thing. and go from there, but
Still waiting on that.
you gotta get basically the pre-approval of what you wanna do from the DNR, because they gotta do the permitting. So once they say it's okay, then you can take the next step and do the bid process and then get that out. Just, you're always waiting on the permitting process with them, so. So yeah, I mean, assume it's gonna start in sometime this next summer, but whether it's before or after July 1st.
I don't know.
When it would be paid, I mean,
Jason said it wouldn't take long to get a contractor to do it and do the thing. It's gonna not take very long, but yeah, we're waiting on those permits.
right,
I just don't know where we're at there.
when we bid it out, it's gonna be bid with probably a fall end date, completion date, so that the contractor doesn't have to jump on it right away in the spring if they don't have time, but if they've got,
Cause I technically have it budgeted, what was the difference was the 677,767. I have that budgeted for this year.
Right.
And then if it has to bump, I'll have to do something.
Yeah, we don't have much choice. We don't know when it's gonna get done.
Yeah. It's all a crapshoot.
Get the permit, maybe we can narrow it down close to them.
yeah, like they, then, and you get a bid date and then you get a completion date, but we won't know a start date,
Right.
But
And I did get engineering services of 50,000 and building capital outlay of 150 that are in there in case something minor.
Got started out
I think it's a good idea to leave that there.
Yeah,
here, purchase price.
but that we'd probably want,
Or
to use TIF money for that, wouldn't we?
For that project out
Yeah,
here,
for that.
yeah, we wanna use TIF
We
for
wouldn't
all of
wanna
that.
use this.
Yes,
No, we don't wanna use this. This is here for if something should happen some other place.
Yeah.
Have we had discussed bringing wastewater treatment up to the water tower? Is that going to be, What?
we're a water line, but
water
we've got a water line, but we also now discussed
wastewater.
wastewater coming up.
If something comes up here, there's
we've got some interest in that
water
lot up
tower
by the
site.
water tower, that 17 acre.
Yeah.
We would keep
I guess-
probably
acres.
5 acres for
Around the
the future around the tower, if we get a new water plant or something up there.
Cause the wastewater is big, right?
Yeah,
Yes,
Plant itself, I know.
it's just we don't have an outlet to
Don't
the
have a line.
wastewater coming from that tower area.
Which we can do.
Should have brought that up when we had Winworth Vetco Monday. We should have just told you about that.
it's just,
SBDC was there discussing about possible project.
it's just getting started, so it's kind of but if they need sewer, we don't have to try to get sewer.
Which,
So would we
So we
use,
don't
TIF
want
for
to
that.
know it in
yeah, well, no.
so would we use TIP for that or ARP?
So we can do it for that. Make the most sense. Be honest, and then it could be part of it, I mean. If we're gonna do it, probably wouldn't be done, but do it at the same time we're doing water.
Well, and whatever we would generate from income from the sale of that land could be used towards that as well.
But that was kind of. That's up in there, so probably wouldn't do that. so.
Right.
I need to let Brian know too.
Yeah,
Yes,
we need to talk to him anyways and make sure he's not gonna put
Fertilizer and stuff.
fertilizer.
Yeah, we discussed that too.
Something before
I think
spring.
you just repeated here from 3 years ago, but
I think that's some kind of rotation with that one.
What do they get, 5 to 7 years out of pay before they redo everything? Something like that.
I'd say at least that.
yeah. I don't think he's ever dropped on that.
It's quite a big area. I drove by the other day. I didn't realize there was that much land there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that well is just I thought it was north, it's kind of northwest of it a little ways in there.
Yeah, right up that driveway and you run into it.
Yeah,
So, yeah, we just have to decide how that's gonna be. Or how that's gonna get paid for. Or if we need to, yeah, how we can do sewer, talking with Jason, but it'd be on the other side of the road. Cause there's not enough room for water and sewer. On the same side, but we're going downfall.
Didn't somebody mention something about going straight south with it along the guy's fence line?
We could, if we,
Take it right to it instead of going this way down and coming all the way back.
if we went with a lift station out there. Smaller lift station, pumped it, then we could tie it right into, because everything out there. Is gravity to the corner of Wheelerwood where the lift station is, and then it all pumps from there to the wastewater plant.
So we have to put in another lift
So
station.
we'd have to put a small lift station in there and pump it. Down and hook into that line, and then we could pump directly in. It's not a huge thing. They're just a little, there's some maintenance to it over the years, but. For if. Depending on how much. Usage is needed up there, being how big of a station you need, but otherwise. You could pull like a 3-inch line down there. You wouldn't have to have a huge pipe going down there, because you're gonna pump it, and pump quite a bit through 3-inch line.
Would you have to pay for the easement?
We have to get an easement there. But if you go. Yeah, go clear to the west end, there's a fence line right there that goes through 2 properties. If you kind of went on that, you probably have a better opportunity to get an easement. Unfortunately, there's a bunch of oak trees right there too. Yeah. So I don't know, you start buying oak trees, somebody. Or if somebody wants them, some of them gone, I don't know, but. And I don't know, I didn't look to see who owns what right there, but.
What's that?
Joseph and Mr.
Going south.
Without looking on the plat, you're right.
Yeah. So I mean, there's different possibilities. Just depends on what future development would be out there, if there would ever need, I mean. That lift station would basically just service that property. If you brought gravity up, then you could service everything from there. In case anything ever developed north of the casino or. North of the Holiday Inn.
Right.
Cause you kind of wanted to do both with the ARP money, right?
We were hoping to, but with the way pricing had went up, we weren't gonna be able to afford it all. Because we can't go in the same spot, we basically would almost duplicate what you're doing, because you were on the other side of the road, going and pipe in there, so. So, yeah, we got a little, talk to Jason a little more on it, but it's kind of. We gotta find out more what's going on out there first, and which direction we would go, so,
But we do need to discuss it,
yeah.
so we're ready for what comes.
Who knows, rustic here. That's the same as the hours. Every once in a while, I'll get charged for, a fee place to get. Inspected. Really random. And, disaster service. That's where I just plugged in the 86,440 that Mark is asking for, and then I'll have to look at the. Thing from my account. That has what that number is.
Oh, for hazmat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on in.
Fine.
Hello.
Couple chairs there with wheels. Wheels going over.
Finish this one?
Hmm?
Yeah.
Then come back there. Well, good morning.
Morning.
Cold over there too. Cold everywhere, huh?
Yeah.
Well, you wanna start with environmental health? And engineering services, I'm assuming is people, right?
Yes. Suggested that. A little bit of an increase. Otherwise, everything else is the same. It's just-
Water testing, that just like a average there, I mean, some people utilize it, some don't. I guess, same with the wells, I suppose, you don't. One could have a busy year one year and
Yeah.
nothing the next year.
Yep.
And the state just reimburses on the last three, right?
Everything except for, people service. They do give us some for the, education and training and the postage. And the stationery, so, yeah. It's like we send out postcards once a year, that's covered under, to remind people.
Sure. Has that been, have you been hearing anything? Has that been going okay with the testing and all that?
Yeah, they. I'm not seeing as many. Um. With the permit fees and things like that. But he's been, the quarterly reports I do, I get from him, they're up. First, there's really good. I think what it was down a little bit, but there's a few more reconstructions, there's a few more closings and things like that. I don't think there's much information.
Well, guess we can't really change what's there, can we? Maker aid.
With those, we included the 4% cost of living, we adjusted fuel just based on what we've used this year. Trying to turn them off. The down below the office maintenance repair, that's our software program, and then also different Medicare required programs. Motor vehicle, we did have the 30,000 in there. We have replaced all 3 vehicles, so we actually moved. We put 30,000, moved the 30,000 over into the NERF budget, so will be the next vehicles to try and build on that, and then we put 7,500 in here to build for future when we do need to replace some vehicle.
What is there?
Under your salaries, how come you didn't use the 4%?
Where at?
For the aid,
Well, you got salary for department health of 9.15%. And then up above, you got salary for the rest of them, 7.43%.
Are we on nurse now?
I am.
Yeah. yes.
Okay. That is due to, it's got the 4% and it's also got room for RN adjustments. We're currently trying to fill our position for an RN, have been for many months, so at Board of Health meeting, we talked about adjusting that wage, and if we get someone hired, then we would adjust other RNs. So that's why that's a little bit different, not at the 4%. So it's got room for that if we adjust this fiscal year, and then the 4%.
And then the next one down under salaries,
So for secretary, we had a new secretary hired this fiscal year, so our budget was based on a secretary from previously who had earned, who was making more. So that wage actually went down, that's why that number went down.
you jumped down on me. The next one down underneath there was salary elect under department head. That's at 9.15.
Yep, that's the increase for RN, adjusting for an RN if we hire, when we hire a new nurse with the adjusted wage, then we adjust all of our RNs. If we have an RN come in making more than what our current RNs are right at, we're end up losing more people. And it's hard enough to find.
I see where you're coming from, and I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just looking at the numbers.
Mhm.
Any question, other questions on their side?
Nope, I don't have any.
Transit. Are you full staff transit?
Yes.
You're.
Mhm. Yep. Transit, adjusting of wages, it doesn't show the 4% there because we have a box that we put in for PRN. And we need to fill in, and we haven't used as much, so we decreased that a little bit, but otherwise it does include 4% cost of living. The 35% to do the membership is just that annual fee, it was a little bit more this year than we had anticipated, so we just based it off of this year's amount, what next year could be.
Move on to the next one, or that is the last.
That is the last one.
Student membership, and then it's all going up in,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
She already mentioned that.
I can't remember what our told me full county cost was for the years. Wasn't a ton, but they kind of got behind too of the cost of everything going up and the cost of the increases were behind, so that we created a gap, so now we're gonna have that gap to get back where it should be. So. It's painful for a few other counties, I shouldn't say, it's not really that bad, but it's coming up a little bit, so. I know you said you were gonna talk to your board about those septic fees.
Right.
And I had mentioned it to Mark too about what other counties are paying, so I think the cost has gotta go up.
Reached out to Winnebago.
What do they pay? I've never bought one.
200.
Was it? Okay. I never bought one over there. It's down here, over there. It's quite a bit lower, or quite a bit higher than what we were, so. But help with a little revenue anyways.
Yep. Yeah.
That's a service, we gotta pay somebody else to,
Mhm.
you know, so.
Yeah.
Okay, I got a question.
Yes.
Going back to those wages,
Mhm.
you guys are taking a 4. Right,
Yes,
but you're anticipating if you have to hire a nurse in the next fiscal year. That if that rate goes up and you have to pay more to get that nurse, then everybody else's wages are gonna go up proportionately, correct? Is that the way you're explaining it to me?
So, yes, basically, like right now, we've been had an open position since September.
Yep, I know it's hard.
Yep, and so we increased that, so. If we get people to apply and get someone hired in even this fiscal year yet. Then our other RNs would get adjusted, in all fairness to what this nurse would get hired at if we can find someone.
How do you go with that, considering we're locked in? I mean, we know what the state's gonna do to us on this bill. And that becomes part of the general, is those wages. So if we send in a deal that says we're gonna be at this percentage,
We,
I don't know how you change it in the middle of the stream.
we also, budget wise, we haven't paid a nurse since September. So all those wages that nurse that left us haven't been paid. We've been working short staff this whole time.
But there isn't carryover from one budget year to the next budget year.
Well, yeah, because of that, I mean, because of the men running both that, but
But I mean, you don't carry a budget over.
no.
It leaves money in the county, but you don't carry the budget. So you can't go back and pick up them wages that were never paid out from a year ago budget. Make sense?
One budget year to the next.
Yeah.
Yes.
It makes this year look better on paper.
Makes this year look better now on paper, but you can't drag that over into next year.
So are you getting any applications now? Still not getting an application. And I did,
'Cause this-
I talked to a couple nurses too, Jesse, just about wages more than, heck, but they've already got that, and they think for this area and things are going on, it should be attractive, but it's.
where are you advertising?
Oh.
Indeed, Facebook, we've done the paper, but
Well, I know I got shared about 100 times.
Yeah.
Quite a few nurses say, I don't think anybody's looking for a debt habit, part of that. All fairly well employed.
But what it comes down to is, as we work this from 4.25 down to 350.
Right.
And the wages keep doing this, somebody's losing a job. Unfortunately, that's what's gonna happen. But then you gotta look at in your department, okay, who do we let go? Just making, Am I making sense to you?
What services get cut?
yeah, what services get cut? So that's the only thing I'm worried about.
Yeah, I'll just short term, long term.
Yes, yeah.
And that's 3 years.
Cause by 29, we're going there whether we like it or not. And it's better to do it little by little than all at once. But not a good position for us to be put in the state, but that's what they decided, so we're stuck with it. That's why I asked,
yeah,
so.
Yeah, cause we've got a 3% levy cut. Coming into this. But yet, we're expected to give 4% increases. And how do we, where, at what point do we stop doing increases, start cutting services, because as our levy continues to move down. Puts us in a tough spot, so.
And wages don't ever go this way.
Worst case scenario, they just go like this, but.
Yeah.
Usually, I mean. Insurance hasn't done that forever. That's automatically 48% a year. It's been automatic since I've been on the board. That's been minimum.
Yeah.
So,
And we did what we could with that, so.
yeah.
As far as what
But I knew,
so.
I do see where you're coming from as far as it is tough. And maybe we won't provide the services down the road that we're doing right now. I don't know,
We don't.
No,
so. But I don't see it changing downstate,
No, yeah,
so
not with current administration.
not with the current, and I don't think it's not going anyplace.
Yeah. Anything else for Jesse?
No, still.
What we can do.
alrighty, thank you.
Thank you. Hello, Teresa. How are you?
I'm here.
Good. How's Russ doing?
Oh, it's just been a struggle.
Yeah. It's well.
Another curveball last week. I'm not gonna get into it. You don't know, you can speak.
Okay, nope, that's fine.
It's too bad.
Yeah, we're just hoping and praying things turn.
far as the budget, I didn't really do any drastic changes. Still waiting on Tyler and US Imaging.
Bill, get it done. Or both.
Oh, they're not getting any money until things are completed.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about this a year ago.
Longer than that. It was about 3 or 4, yeah.
3 years ago, they started the project.
They're just not doing anything, or they?
It's in development,
Development.
development.
It's nice they bring it out and then they're still developing.
Yeah.
Okay. That's one way to do it.
Well, it kind of goes back to, we were the pilot
Yeah,
back in '98,
right.
so things have changed since then. So it's caused a few issues.
Hmm. Pretty cool thing if they get it figured out.
Questions for Teresa? I see we're finally getting more income out of the state.
Yes, sir. Write-in fee, mailing fee went up to $2.
Do we have to put a bigger addition on the safe in there so you can collect all that money? Pretty ridiculous.
Well, it's something. Let's
Yeah.
start.
Yeah.
One thing to note, though, our association, we're not gonna hit legislative this year, but it will be next year. We're trying to get them to increase our fees for recording documents.
Sure.
Because they haven't been changed since 1981. So,
There's a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
Lingering around multiple places.
so we're just getting things
Once Debbie put the hard.
in the channels, basically doing our,
Why wouldn't that go with the inflation rate? Why wouldn't that go, I mean, if salaries and everything else are gonna go up, well, why wouldn't they just let the doc fees go up? I mean, it just makes sense.
There'd be some adjustment to
like the 350.
Yeah.
them. Yeah,
That too.
when was that, the 80s?
So we're getting valuations,
So they're
but
taking,
then they're capping that too.
they're taking us back to the 80s, aren't they?
Always kept valuations, yeah, that's not.
Yeah, when she,
Just have to roll
when
that.
she explains it good, but I still don't agree with it at all.
No.
I just don't think that your evaluations and your economic development is gonna keep up with. Well, as we can see, it's not. We struggle every year.
This isn't Des Moines and Waukee and Ankeny.
Yeah. There ain't whole additions going on constantly. Oh, we sit here.
They're doing it down there in the
We get
big
$1
area.
million a day, if we get $1 million a year, we're pretty lucky. Something.
I don't see anything.
So-
I got a question about.
Okay.
You know,
Standard for right now.
yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Going back to the big packet.
Yeah, why don't we? So disaster, you said we just had to add whatever else. NICOG was for the,
I got that.
Okay.
It's the,
You ended.
medical examiner.
I'd say leave it the same, it's always a crap shoot.
Mhm.
That's the one that I usually bump up. So I'd feel better if it was, at least just for the fun.
I don't see a problem leaving it where it's at.
86,000 total.
36, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Court admin is one that I don't understand. I put the money in there because
So this wiring that we're gonna have to do in the courthouse upstairs in the courtroom before, what is it, April when we're scheduled for that? Is that gonna come under buildings in that area or what, do you know where that comes out of?
I don't know. I really don't know who can use this one. Cause I know we pay Clarion. So that should probably go up because we paid them $530 this last year. And then we end up paying for books. That Patty gets and they put them upstairs and nobody looks. So, I don't know.
And we get what back from all that?
Nothing.
That's what I thought, that's what I'm wondering.
Court in North County, I don't know what, I don't. that's
More
my
room,
question.
more room to store the books.
Well, that's room, because there's a lot of books.
Yeah.
Libraries,
Mhm.
what are you thinking about them so far? 22, 23, and 24, they've been the same. I still don't think that's a bad thing.
The library and stuff. What was their increase in the?
Do you want 22?
They want 22 and we're at 19 times 7, that'd be 133, yeah. So they wanted 22, so I guess we'll have to cross that bridge later on here too. Decide where we're going. It's just the problem is it's so hard to take people back. You know, because if we got evaluations coming in now for Vanguard, it really looks good this year, but we're in trouble for next 3 years fighting this, just like we always have. So if we raise it now and we look down the road and we got, it's hard to lower things like we did last year. But it may happen that way. So I guess my attitude is don't get so crazy on jumping stuff.
No, I
Can't.
I wouldn't go up to full amount if we did. They were speaking there, would be the thing, but
Same or maybe 20,000.
right. School. Increments.
Yep.
Fortunately, some of the cities, we're gonna be tough on the family, but as far as them getting any more money too, it's fun to none.
Yeah, they got the same thing we got going.
So, you know, what, some people,
Yeah, for some of them, it's worse.
they do really mess up.
Have you heard from them?
I have not heard from them. I honestly don't really, no, I really don't expect to probably hear from them. I mean, it's their problem, it's not the county's problem. Fortunately,
But it is too bad that it worked out that way. But what do you do when valuations like do that?
and again, you never tip 100% of your project. That's the first one. Too many unknowns. Great deal, too many unknowns.
Not historical society in there, but
They were asking 30.
Were they asking 3,500 that they used to get that they didn't get anymore for a long time?
So, hotel motel tax continues to rise.
Yes, it does.
I mean, if something did happen, you know, and it wasn't on
if you want.
they get more, yeah, as long as occupation.
Yeah, because that's the one thing we did learn at that meeting last Monday. We're
They're
short of
doing a
hotel
study.
rooms on weekends.
Really?
Oh,
We're
yeah.
doing some studying on it.
They're all booked solid all weekend long, all the motels, and they need more room.
Yes.
But it's how many more units do you put in where you may not book them solid during the week and will it pencil?
Basically,
So,
if you
yeah.
want them on a weekend, you better call now for price you're going on down the road.
Yeah, you need, that's why they say they can't comp rooms for like weddings and stuff on the weekend, because and different things like.
Do you know has problem happening because there's not room?
You gotta plan at least a year ahead, I think, during the weekend.
it's kind of weird how that's.
Because that was good news.
Right,
We need another motel.
but like I say, that's why we're seeing our hotel tax.
They just do a little exchange.
We're still country in, you know,
Yes, a hotel.
Which
yeah,
one?
Yeah, Country Inn, basically, they built that. You know, they're pretty much full.
Which is good.
yeah.
We just, yeah, that's too bad they don't have enough rooms for the weekends.
It's property, but the RBL out there too.
Mm.
Walk away from that on the weekends.
So yeah, when it comes to this, I see that hotel motel tax gradually just keep climbing.
Well, don't even look at it for this year. Probably more than $3,500 extra in that this year.
Like they're still away now.
But this is the same deal. It's hard when you get something for a number of years and then it goes away. That's why I'm saying it's hard to take people up and say, oh, we're gonna give you this, and then take it away from them. It's better just not to give them quite as much.
Financial wise, they've got money in the bank too.
See, that's the other thing. Shouldn't they be showing us financials to justify?
We could ask for it, I don't think it'd be a problem asking for it.
Yep, that was kind of the way the decision we had made.
Gee,
How's it going? Oh, I know.
Sorry, sir, the courtroom's
I
upstairs.
missed that. Fair. Did you get financial from the
Keep those cups off so fast.
Yeah, I'm not, it's at home or in my truck or something.
Make me a copy of that so we get, so I can look at that.
But
Morning, sir.
pretty sure I got it somewhere.
I'll leave it there and we'll just.
We'll come back to
Nothing
court
in for
then.
now. Oh, how's Jake doing?
Good. Oh,
These walks are getting a little tough on you now, huh?
oh, good.
Yeah. So what'd you do to yours?
Postage, we put up, the cost is going up on mailing everything, but also our revenue is too. We just switched in. Just it January 1st to instead of charging $3 per set of plates to mail $5, so we're back to recovering. They have the state upset. We just do the same thing and individual renewal notices are still $1 if you don't have plates, so we're making a little bit of money on them. Yeah, and then the office, that puts some money into the office equipment and furniture line item if we're gonna get new chairs for the office. We started looking at it, like, yeah, the whole new downs are starting to wear out now too. I used the same ones for about 20 years. Other than that, yeah, I'll take general office supplies up a hair to, it just seems like cost of everything is going up. It wasn't much, but I think that's about it though.
Can't remember your budget to buy chairs this year?
What's that?
You have room in your budget to buy chairs this year or no?
Probably not. It
It's,
depends.
yeah.
I was gonna say, I run mine pretty much, I plan out what I'm gonna do for the following,
Right.
yeah. It would depend with some, every once in a while, we have our paper supplies. Would flap over to where we can maybe get, we might be able to get one chair, it's not the end one, yeah. And
What about it?
what I put in there for those amounts too for the office for sure, that was like the completely high end. I doubt we'll end up there too, but
Take one of these with you when you go every time you come in here?
yeah,
Take one of these?
that's what I was gonna say, that's pretty much what we got in the office right now.
Any questions for Jake?
Say, it's pretty,
He's got some areas that jump, but
yeah,
I would say postage is gonna change.
they're not, this doesn't probably reflect. I got a question before I forget. At that House File 718 Zoom that I sat in on, there's a bunch of postage coming on stuff that's gotta be mailed. Do you know what department that's gonna go under?
We're doing rock, paper, scissors, between you and me,
okay. You take this.
because it doesn't matter, it's gonna come out of general fund, but
It's
it's.
gonna come out of the general fund, but it
Yeah,
was just
and
kind of,
your
It's
budget,
gotta come out of somebody's budget there.
yeah, it's gonna have to be a budget amendment. I was gonna pick Elizabeth's brain on that, what was there this week.
gotcha.
They basically said it's up to, the last thing I listened to, it said it was up to the county what to do.
Which one to tack it on to?
Eeny, meeny, miny.
Yep.
No extra funds for you, but go ahead and do this, right?
Yeah, but it does come out of the general, the one we don't want it on.
Cause what's your mailing of the, how much does your mailing for the tax statements cost? I didn't go and look at that yet.
It's like, I think mail services charges us, well, I'll say it's close to 4,000, and that's worth the postage. Is folding, stuffing, and then doing return service and everything on.
Okay.
Yeah, cause you're not doing the house. But it's ended up, it used to cost us about 5,000 when we do it ourselves. It gets such a good rate when we do
Yeah, cause I
it
got a,
together. Yeah.
I got a quote from them and I just haven't had time to look at it yet.
Yeah, mail services or, Master's Touch is another one.
Yeah,
It does, there's, I can get you, there's like 3 different services that give presentations in our meetings every year that, it seems like they're constantly willing to give really good deals to you if you're doing first time and you're willing to change providers every year. So, yeah. So,
I just haven't
yeah.
had time, so
I
I,
know for sure, the mail services, we use them because that's who the. Treasurers Association uses for all our renewal notices and stuff, and then, the gal down there actually sits in on a lot of our meetings and stuff, and so she makes it easy for us to get a hold of them if we have problems with mailing or a file or.
mhm. I was thinking about one of them, because they're already something to quote,
You know,
I just haven't had time to look at
and
it.
usually they're pretty good too about,
Might have.
they'll give
to
you
be prepared.
3 or 4 different tiers too of if you want that their service, if you want undeliverables to come to you or back to them, and they try like.
Mhm. I might shoot you a copy of it, if you look at it from there and see it. I'd appreciate that.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see what we can do.
I'll just do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, sir. If you wanna sit around for a little while and warm up, you're totally welcome to do that.
Yeah, let's say if you're how that didn't worse than that. Have a good one, guys.
You too.
Yep, see ya.
Well, should we go to IT over here?
What do you see coming down the road for photocopy and fax supplies if you jump that?
One minute, let's see.
You went up 33% on it.
Let me see what we've got.
That's just a $500 thing,
And
Skip to one.
$500 thing.
I was just wondering what I thought maybe something was coming down the road here that.
Let's see, I'm gonna get the one that I sent in, so I'll make sure I still got you guys.
In other words, is there something that you see coming down the road or just an increase in supplies?
You know what, I think I had just seen previous years were 2,000, and so I put the same, that can be probably a 1,500. I'm sorry, I just copied over the number from those other years. So yeah, that can be a 1,500.
It's not a big deal.
I don't think
I thought
we're
maybe,
using over the, it looks like we're using somewhere close to 600-700 a year, so that can be down. Probably could go to 1,000 if we need to. Cause I don't know.
I wouldn't start giving up money yet, since everybody have to.
Yeah, well, like you say, I don't know that photocopy and faxing is gonna increase much. So
that's what I was wondering, faxing.
I'm trying to get people to go away from that. So we did we eliminated a number of fax lines, and so we're continuing to try to reduce those.
But all our proclamations and stuff are in your budget, right?
Yes, I think that's true. So I think that's where this comes. So, so if we want to put it, what was that last year, that 1,500, that'd be good.
No, well, if we have to make major changes, I'll let you take care of that later.
Okay.
I just thought with faxing, I thought it was a thing of the past, but yeah, the photocopy machines.
Yeah.
We still have a fax machine and people still use it.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I think secondary roads does too.
We do have, we have, the servers are coming to the end of a 2-year extended warranty towards the end of this year. So we've got 5 years just about on the servers. So we're gonna be looking at replacing our server stack there. I've started getting some budget numbers for it, and they were crazy. And I said, okay, this isn't gonna happen because you guys are sending me such high numbers. And then you're like, oh, wait, we'll sharpen our pencil. This is just the first, like, okay. So, yeah, so we're hoping to get that replaced.
I think 150 before, maybe.
It's probably been significantly higher than that.
Okay.
And so I'm looking at a solution that should pull it down. I won't be going through same providers we've had before necessarily. They're sort of high end, and I blush when I see the numbers. I'm like, that's not happening. So,
So those servers are in this line right here.
yeah.
Gotcha.
So yeah, that's the data processing capital outlay combined with also then the data processing services, which would be all your consulting on it and getting done. So, then also, I believe, Sheriff's Department, their squad laptop are pushing 5 years also. So we're gonna have to look at when we can get those replaced here.
I see you took a 6 instead of a 4.
I did, because it's gonna be close to 2 years before I've seen any kind of a raise. And last year, when everybody was getting 6%, I got 0.
Your part-time stuff, is that still figuring on Joel doing some work?
Yeah, he's reduced, and we'll continue to reduce him till he's at a just as needed.
So we're not to that point yet?
He's at 10 hours right now a week, I think. So yeah. Start of the fiscal year, I'll put him at just as needed.
Okay, any other questions for Sam?
I see this planning and management consultant on both pages. What does that kind of entail? I'm lost there. When we got,
Sure, let me look and see. Yeah, and I haven't really used that.
well, we got it on both, we haven't used it for 3 years on either page.
Right,
So we got, what is it in, what is it?
that would be.
What would you use it for?
Yeah, what was
That
you
would
using
be
it for?
if somebody is gonna charge you to do, maybe network planning with you or something like that, or, studies on your processes and things like that. Which, I mean, that could actually fall under data processing services as well. And eliminate that line. We haven't really used it much at all.
Any other questions for Sam?
No. Cost a lot for IT.
It does.
Ouch.
3 ring binder,
What's that?
3 ring binder.
Yeah.
And pens instead of pencils,
Yeah,
unless you make a lot of mistakes.
yes, we'll give you nice pens, big erasers.
Yeah.
One with the feather on it, actually dip it in the ink.
That's probably good.
Yeah, you're on your own, I'm mailing now.
What are you, going back to the big folder under fairgrounds?
Get rid of mine.
Oh, I suppose I could do you.
Auditor.
I just thought,
I didn't do anything crazy. Um. Just in. Elections, I jumped some stuff up. Because of past prior, or past costs. Not sure on. Cause this will be a presidential year, so one of them will be on this budget, one of them will be on the next budget. And you never know if there's gonna be any specials in between, so that's why I put that at 18,000 for. Here. Then I bumped up election officials a little bit too. I'd still plug in the city numbers, but. As you guys know, those are on odd years, and, if they do have to have a special, they will pay for that. So that's a little. It was good for raises.
What was the last thing you said?
4% for raise.
Oh, and then I did. The stipend, I plugged in my budget. I don't know if you wanted it in your budget or my budget. Elizabeth said just put it in mine, so that's why I put it. If I end up getting it.
No, the way I read it, when we do elected officials, we have to lower everybody the same percentage. But when it comes to your stipend, we can just come up with, we could,
Somebody was telling me they were gonna, some of the auditors were saying, no, you gotta do it the same way.
oh, and the ones I read online,
Yeah.
we could do it, you could move it wherever you wanted
I
to.
would think stipend.
You just can't go up.
Just can't go up,
That's the way I read it.
but I wouldn't think that would be different than the actual elected officials salary.
Yeah, the elected official salaries are all the same percentage, but the way I read it in there, we could. You know, you can't go above, but you can. If you wanted to lower it just a hair, you could lower it just a hair. So,
I'll ask
And-
Elizabeth, cause I'm not
Yeah.
sure on that.
You know,
what did you say?
I'll ask Elizabeth, cause I'm not sure on that. I thought that had to be adjusted in the whole formula.
Otherwise, it would be adjusted for 33% of it, would probably be whatever that odd figure gets to be when they're doing that calculation. It's something there then.
Yeah, I don't, and I'm not saying I read it right. Sometimes I read them codes and it's like,
Well, and that's probably where the confusion is. Some people are confused. I mean,
Oh.
I'm hearing it both ways. So,
yeah,
I don't know.
I don't either. I don't see anything other than, I don't have any questions for you, Jackie,
No,
on yours. Yeah. I don't- Put you in the done pile,
Done for now, pile?
done for now pile. Oh, the attorney.
Yeah, he said that he might stop through.
I thought he kind of bopped in sometimes.
Yeah. Cause his is pretty straightforward. Oh, and okay, back to the big one, Historical Society, I was gonna let you know that last year they almost got 30,000. It was 29,897.47.
What'd you say, 29,897?
And this year they're already at almost 17,000. 16,968.54. 16,968.54. And in total, they've already received $359,000.
Since it got passed. That's pretty good. Paul? Would you say that, Mark?
Yep.
A lot more than 3,500 or something.
Yeah,
So, on the fairground,
normally Chelsea sends that stuff out to us. You know, what's happened with
Yes.
hotel motel and how it gets split up, and he does that on a quarterly basis. I haven't seen that. Of course, it's just the first part of January, it's just probably haven't done it yet. I didn't remember seeing that. And,
I saw when the claims come through.
yeah, I saw that too, and she usually puts out a spreadsheet on it, which really is really handy. She does a good job of putting that out.
I do that.
Oh, do what?
Yeah.
Somebody does.
Somebody sends it to us.
and maybe I just didn't send it.
Anyway, we like that.
Well, it's just good to see where the trends are going.
Yeah, and if we haven't received it yet for the first half, when you get a chance, and I know you're swamped, send it that, because that kind of makes a decision that we look at. So, are we back to fairgrounds?
Yeah.
Did they comment?
Actually, when I went to their annual meeting a few weeks ago, I'd warned them. Didn't know what was gonna happen. Or, you know.
So they got a heads up on it.
Yeah. Yep, you know, and that's, we had the discussion that actually. Yeah, hotel motel tax was up and they had noticed that, that's another one that,
They like that.
yeah. Well, it's
Cause they get 10 of that,
10%.
or does the fairgrounds get 15? Winworth Bethel gets 15, who's the other 15? Welcome Center gets
Well-
10, historical gets 10, and does fairgrounds get 15?
Yeah, we're with that one count and we're kind of fair get 15.
Yep, that's what I thought, and the other two get 10 each.
Yeah. And
Where's our
that's
half
fun.
though?
General fund.
General fund?
Anything that. Maybe just got a world go around and we probably wouldn't be as in good of shape as if we didn't have it. I like the casino.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I just think, I mean, you just think of cut wise, if that was still to quit. You know, if that falls into place with this and it falls into place with that, you could have one of those years where.
We'll have 3 supervisor resignations on the same Monday.
And an auditor.
And an auditor. There you go, you guys
But
fix
just-
it.
If some of that stuff would just all of a sudden quit, and we just gotta keep chopping like we are, we're getting brought down. The same time with the state, it could be,
Got a little taste of COVID.
right, yeah.
Or having, yeah,
Thank God it's bounced back and then some. I think everybody got scared there for,
So say we got another motel or hotel. Do we have people to staff it?
I'm sure that's part of the study they're looking at.
Yeah.
I'm sure it is.
Cause
Cause
that's been,
Holiday Inn is always struggling for employees out there, so.
cause that's been a hindrance with any restaurants or anything out there.
Did Melissa send you guys? She sent me the study that was done on it.
Probably in one of the emails I got here, yeah.
I looked through that. It was really an extensive study on it.
Is that what WCTA,
What's that?
CTA working on that or?
I think they were funding it.
Mhm.
It might have been fun. I don't remember. I just know she fired it out to me and I went through it and it was really good. But I don't know who did it, who funded it or anything.
But it's interesting.
So, on to criminal services,
the fairgrounds alone, you think for now, or?
well, until we figure out where we're at, I guess. So what do you wanna do, AJ?
No, it's, yeah.
Couple of years ago, we split it so that it wasn't all coming out of the same fund. But I don't know what to do from there. I think we cut it a little bit last year, didn't we?
Yes. Didn't we go from 12 to 8? Oh, wait, we cut everybody 25.
Well, it had been 32 for years and it went to 28.
Cut the total by 4,000.
That's what it was. I know we cut it.
Yeah.
Walk my family monitor. I saw that. I'm wondering. Keep working on my other side.
Criminal services, that's another one. I'm not sure, but I don't know what would happen if I didn't have it there.
It's like a pretty small amount. I mean, if
Yeah.
you don't change it, so.
I guess I'd leave it the same.
If we don't use it, we don't use it.
Yeah.
No, the phone one.
Especially when you just.
Now the what? Oh, the
Phone
insurance?
one. I've heard that they're guessing up to 30% increase.
I heard.
And liability, that kind of insurance.
Yeah,
Anything. Motor vehicles, all.
Yeah.
9 years.
hopefully our workman's comp is going the other direction,
That's good.
but
According to mods, right?
we're, I don't even know where to, especially since Dan keeps wrecking stuff. No. I'm kidding.
This last one, not me.
I know.
Well, yes, no, but. It's still your vehicle.
Yeah. So Jackie, what do you think we ought to jump it percentage wise? 30?
I'd say the minimum. Like I say, I've heard rumors of up to 50% on some instances. Like commercial trucks, other things. I don't know if I can go
We got,
almost $50,000 if it is.
but we're still, according to the budget and what we've used. We've still got extra there. I understand we
So
want,
we
extra,
gotta put, yeah, okay, it's a.
you know what I
Probably
mean,
go 30% from there.
from what we've
From
actually,
462?
from what we've spent.
From this act,
It'll be,
356.
Yeah, 'cause you look, you know,
Which one are you pointing to?
So you're still looking at a
Here's what-
hundred,
you know, here's what we budgeted.
roughly.
Oh,
Here's
you're
what we
going
budgeted,
30
here's
off
what
that
we used,
356.
Here's what we budgeted, here's what we use. We still wanna have a little buffer because we don't know what it's gonna be, but we may just have to go.
I don't look at a hundred grand. Get about what I get.
Yeah.
But like over here on the year-to-date activity, is that for 6 months?
Yeah.
So now you
It's,
got
it's
534,000.
an annual premium.
Oh, it's an annual premium. Thank you.
Yeah, it's paid right in July, right away.
So it went down.
From
From what I was guessing it was gonna be. I was forecasting
guess.
last time.
She was cushion, she was putting a little cushion in the last time, I think, it didn't go over that.
Yeah,
And which we need to do maybe now.
I've heard it from a lot of people, but watch out. How much are you thinking?
30% is what we're doing.
I've heard 50.
We got an email that said 30.
That's
Plan on
30.
Is work comp annual or biannual?
Oh, that was twice a year.
there's like, there's so many payments and you have to pay half of it in June of the year before. It's kind of goofy, it's kind of a moving target.
Pay the premium 1 month in
So I'll have
advance.
to look back at that and see how that works out. And I'd probably at least, probably not budget what I did this year,
I guess I wouldn't go any less than 30.
but percent is 259, 617. be 34%. 34.5. 275 maybe? 48, 85, or 47, 85.
From which number?
From the 73, or 173, go up to 175. And that's 47.85%. Yeah, just. You think we should go that far? Or go close to the 50, or maybe we'll play with it later. If it's 70.
I'd figure something in now. I guess, so we're not getting. Oh, yeah.
Maybe we can. Possibly close down the meeting. Because, Renee is gonna have to be a closed session anyway.
Even
Because we're really isn't, I mean, other than, trying to keep going through these little ones.
Um. Yeah. Do we need to open it when she comes in then? Is she coming here or just doing it on Zoom?
we do not.
We'll call
Do we need to start a new one?
it.
For that?
I'm just gonna be recording it.
Okay.
You still on insurance?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shut the meeting.
What's that?
Shut the meeting down, so we get ready.
Yeah.
Oh,
Renee's
we're
gonna be
reset.
Renee's gonna be a closed session.
We just wanna recess it then and then come back. Is that what we're thinking? Yeah. I'm gonna recess the regular meeting. Yeah, I will reconvene the regular meeting.
What are you saying? You're having insurance?
825. 48%.
On just the court.
Yeah, and then maybe play with that.
Yeah.
We need to later,
What you be on
if
the,
we wanna gamble.
well, everything's a gamble.
And
Yeah.
I'll have to do some calculations to figure out workman's comp.
Yeah.
Um. So just leave everything else, You never know where unemployment's gonna go, it depends on. Who goes. So, first off, I guess on general services. Is 4% where you wanna be with Fran? Yeah,
What'd you say, Mark?
That'd do them all.
yeah. And otherwise, I just kinda guesstimate off of what we,
Previous year.
you know. some reason safety and protective, I don't know what he was buying before. But apparently he didn't buy, hasn't bought as much this year yet. That's maybe one that can go down, but who knows? So. I'll leave that at 5 for
So
now,
some of that would have been on some of those cabins you bought, wasn't
I suppose.
it? Kind of.
I guess I
Safety
can-
inspection, we did need those, but that we should be up to enough on those by now.
The California Telegraph, that's got up to 37 and 23. So I almost think that probably needs to go probably closer to 40.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna
Cause
say that.
I probably didn't do enough this year,
So you can telegraph.
apparently. I guess I could
We're
probably. take
eliminating
that out.
fax machines.
I love that.
Telegraph.
That's just the, it's probably.
None of us are even anywhere near old enough to remember telegraph,
I'll have to see if that's still in the,
other than the history part.
I'd take it to at least 38. If not a little more.
natural gas, that's another, that went up, that was almost 16,000 by the end of 23, so I probably put not enough in that either. I'd probably at least go to 16 again. Electric car, I'd probably stick with the 40,
It's not gonna go down.
you know,
If we go full hand with that.
water and sewer, it's like 5,000 to still get it. Building maintenance repair, I don't know what to tell you on that one, we did bump that for. The bill I just got, what did I just get?
How about the treasurer's roll?
Yeah. So that's why that's at 50. But
I
should we be keeping that high because of stuff that happened?
Yes,
Well, I think we should.
for years, it's coming.
Because
that yanked it
something
out.
should probably be
Yeah, we
happening.
need. Yeah, with the, right around the elevator and back here,
We'd probably be lucky to get by our 50 on that.
That's the thing.
I wouldn't lower that any.
No,
Then fixed plant maintenance and repair, probably the same thing. I probably wouldn't go under 20 on that.
Oh,
I kind of keep those both higher so that if one ends up being over, maybe the other one I'll luck out and that won't be over. I don't know what to do with that anymore.
I wouldn't lower either one of them. I'd just stay up there because
80-year-old boilers.
we don't know what's gonna hit.
So then the rest of them, I just kind of keep about the same. I don't know what I did for miscellaneous.
Must have had something that we were gonna repair because you budgeted in there.
I threw it in there instead of somewhere else.
It got repaired.
Was it anything to do with the boiler or anything? Couple years ago?
Oh,
Was that on the floor?
Is that floor?
boiler.
Pipe underneath the floor?
You don't have any chairs.
Otherwise, yeah, I would.
You guys doing something online?
Just,
We're still in a meeting.
Okay, well, I
Yeah, public.
love the understanding you were doing the meeting, but I
Yeah,
just didn't know, I don't see a lot of activity, so.
no.
And I don't remember who was supposed to be in front of me at 10:30.
No, we're way ahead. We're way ahead. We're way ahead.
It's like a good coming out with it.
If you had called, I would have. Okay.
If you're busy.
Should we jump to him?
Yeah.
Yeah, clerk's office is closed, the courthouse is closed,
Good, man.
my public defenders are closed, so no, it's
It's a dull day for you.
it's a dull day for me. The busy day I will have is whenever we do the Arbor Day or whatever it is, cause there, the courthouse will be, or the clerk's office will be open, we'll have court that morning. And I try to get a double whammy. Good.
Well. You've been. Your budget outstanding, and all outstanding, it's about the same, don't it?
Yeah, it should be about the same. There'd be a little bit of increase for for salaries and, but other than that. I think we kept the rent the same and most other expenses. I think are probably about the same as last year.
Yeah. The only thing that bumped was employee mileage and subsistence, but
That's $100.
everybody, just going on.
Yeah, well, I think I probably reduced something else somewhere, didn't I?
Could have. No.
Oh, maybe I did.
That's only a few $100.
Yeah, it's only.
They just went
Chicken feed.
3% on their staff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty boring.
Yeah. Pretty well straightforward, isn't it?
Yep.
Nothing wrong with that.
The other room then being used by the auditors?
So I left out, but part wasn't here today.
Well, we don't normally do anything on a Monday anyway. Doug does some magistrates on Tuesday afternoon, and then Thursday afternoon, we do criminal trials and appearances.
So South State District, good.
And he can use it when we're not in it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
As
all.
long as you're getting a big screen up there.
Okay.
You got the TV. You
Yeah.
wanna put a-
Well, according to the court system, they want. They need plugins underneath here and a TV screen up there.
They don't like a portable one.
They want the plug-in up there anyway, so.
We should tear it all down and then we can rebuild to their specs.
It's just like up in the courtroom, they want one on the south wall there too. I got it all wrote down.
Screen, hold on, screen, no.
Yeah. I had that. put
They
in
want, they're gonna put a
probably
TV
about
up there.
20 years ago.
Yeah,
That don't work.
15 years
What's
ago.
that?
Step up projector.
use my projector.
Well, I know you've used it before, I've seen it,
They just told us what they wanted
but apparently that's not good enough. Okay.
and they're paying for it, so.
Well, I think that's part of what it is they've got money and they can get money for salary and they can't get money for people, but every so many years they get, you know, they get new PA system and a new TV or computer system.
Interesting,
Next year.
nice tips.
No, the chairs aren't very nice up there. Well, they're very similar to these here. I don't like them as much as the other ones we had up there. But I don't think county paid for them.
No,
Usually that's the one thing they do pay for, furniture. Good. Then when the discussion of building new is brought up, then that's what they're trying to do for.
you just slaughter a lot of stuff under front.
Yeah. They get 3.4 million on furniture.
Good try.
Well, non-load supporting walls.
Yeah.
Have you guys gone anywhere further building?
No, we're just
Well,
that
just on.
roads, conservation stuff around, but.
Oh,
But as far as. Florida,
You guys you're gonna use Kennison's building. Where's the other building gonna get built? Right behind it or?
To the north.
to the north and so right behind it, yeah.
Okay, cause there's a little bit of piece on the west end
Yep.
that is already, includes either lots or partial lots. And that's really the only place where you may have some issues with the zoning. Otherwise, you're in a wide open area. There aren't any existing easements for anything in there, so if you want to bring in a surveyor and to do a new addition or something. If you wanted to go in and just figure out what you're gonna use and try and sell the rest. It would make sense to do that. if all you're gonna do is build and hang on to it, then I don't know that it's, and I realize it's not a lot of money, but it's an extra $1,000 or $2,000 that I don't think there's any reason to spend it.
We wanna bring it all into one piece of property versus two.
There, you currently have, you don't have, it's not like lot 1 and lot 2. It is a, page-long description of everything. Again, if you wanted to redo it and do one for the Kennison property and do one for the Stevens property that conservation is gonna have, you could certainly do that. You could call them lot 1, lot 2, or lot A and lot B.
What if we just wanna do one piece? Instead of having that divider line between the Stevens property and the Kennison property,
Well, but,
eliminate that and.
well, again, all you're gonna be doing is you're gonna get a different legal description. There's no benefit to it.
So the city zoning's not gonna affect how far backward from each building or something like that. That's what we're kind of worried about, right, guys?
There is,
Property lines.
yeah, there is setbacks.
Setback and that from property lines.
Well, you own it.
If we put it all in
It's no
one-
longer a property line once you own
The
it.
city can't say anything because it's our property.
That's what I'm wondering about.
Yeah.
Is it still 2 parcels, or if we own the whole works, we can do whatever we want?
Yeah, well, it's, right now, it's not platted. It's not, lot 1 and lot 2, it's just two big pieces. And, if you own the property on both sides, it's not a property line.
We'd be the only one. Just-
I didn't, yeah,
Okay. No, that makes sense.
that makes sense to me
Leave
too.
it be. Okay.
We just didn't want, we worried that we didn't wanna run into a problem there.
Right.
But you're right, if we own both sides, but we should be able to do what we want, the city can't dictate policy, cause
Well, they
we
are,
own both sides of it.
yeah, I don't, they're gonna. And quite frankly, I don't know what the city has for building permits or anything, if you've got to pull a permit in order to build the other. But that would be the only. And again, I don't think anyone on the city end, obviously I don't speak for them, I don't think anyone on the city end is gonna care too much one way or the other. It's not like you increase tax.
Yeah.
I gotta-
Taxable basis anyway. So,
I have to stop there today anyway, so I'll do that.
yeah, visit with Amber about.
I'll ask Amber.
Who would be the one, but I don't think you're gonna have any problems and. I don't think it.
Sounds good to me.
At 11 o'clock, WCTA is rebooting an ONT, which will take down WCTA internet. But we should have a failover circuit, so it'll be an interesting test.
Oh, so it's the, we operate on WTPA at the office, we're gonna lose it there too.
No,
Are they
you're on a
just
different
doing
one.
something here?
Yeah, just our building here.
Okay.
Sure. Each building has its own ONT, so.
Sounds good. Well,
Thanks, Jeff.
any questions or concerns, feel free to reach out.
Will do.
I think your boot is smaller than mine.
I would hope so. I think my foot should be a little bit smaller. Those aren't the most fun things to walk on.
Well, I think I had mine on for 4 days and they cut it off, ready to put on another one, and they said, well, we've got a serious infection here. And so until the infection gets healed, I don't get a fruit again. Have a good week.
Yep, thanks. We're okay on general services?
I think, back and it looks like that was Kevin Springer, so I think that was around,
Like
well, some of it was in November.
Larson could have had some of it too, bro.
Oh. I don't see them. Maybe they were. So I could either put more into miscellaneous or figure that it's probably gonna be covered in buildings or fixed plant equipment.
Still be there, you just need it.
Yeah, pretty much.
What's the difference?
So I just leave that at
Yeah.
5,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
Otherwise, I just went down the line and left them all the same. I think that one's good. Non-department, that's the one that I gotta get into with, I gotta go back and see, we're almost put last year, the contributions to other government, it got to 149, and that is what comes from what's on motel, I think. That's what we send out to everybody, so I'll probably have to increase that a little bit. Just in case, but that's money.
Money in,
It's money in, so. You could make,
Otherwise, it's our audit, and then that $400 we give to tourism. And the other ones, like, I think those are pretty much just plug numbers if we wanna do, if you wanna do something economic development wise, because it's in the rural services trust. And that's got over $400,000 in it now. If you'd wanna do anything with that. And then I have to figure out the payments for this stuff. And someday I gotta clean up, clean problem.
Mhm.
you said there's over $400,000 in that rural service trust at the present time.
That's the most we've had in there for a while, without having to do a shoveling. Organizations. You know, if you wanna start where you're at now, and then if you decide that you wanna cut more, or do you already wanna cut another 25% or something, or what do you wanna? Wait until we see where we're at,
I thought we'd wait until we see where we're at. What do you think of that?
but probably not go up to where we were before, right?
No, leave it,
25 off.
let's leave it at exactly where it was at last year.
Yeah.
And then we'll see what we can raise it after we figure out where we're at. How do you like that?
Yeah, that's a very good idea.
Turn them back on.
No,
No, I'm talking contributions in general,
Oh,
organization.
Yeah, you probably can't do it the Winworth Vet though, you gotta.
Yeah.
Do whatever.
Winworth Bethel is gonna be,
Budget there,
but we're talking libraries and this kind of stuff.
Gotcha.
and you'll have to pay the NICOG,
NICOG's pretty much set.
NACO dues. ISAC dues.
So
those
what do we
are
get
all-
out of, what do we get out of NACO? Not that that's any big deal, but what's NACO do for us, really? Yeah, you get their publication and that's about it.
yeah, and that's the thing is,
It's nothing, I mean, it don't amount to.
It's a-
fee, but
it's the same thing as ISAC, is they're supposed to help you at the state level, make the supposed to help you at the federal level, but
We're just not.
we don't,
ISAC doesn't.
We don't
make
get it.
Small counties either.
we don't get a ton of stuff at the federal level,
No,
federal dollars anyway,
no.
you know,
It's
it's
just
minimal.
You just deal with it, like I said, don't amount to help being, but
When ARPA was happening, they did a lot of
yeah.
webinars and all that good stuff.
So they can put them down.
Yeah. And otherwise, it's just different ones that, the money everywhere. I don't know if the welcome center said anything,
Everything.
and they're the only ones that we technically pay that, well, I guess Fairwood, never mind, I didn't say that. Just going back to his time also.
And we gave 1,500 to Shell Rock, but we maybe set aside 1,500 for Winnebago,
Good.
help get them started in that process.
I don't think we're ever gonna get it up and feed it.
Maybe
I
it started
don't know.
maybe, or I
It
don't.
started before I got on here.
I don't know, all of a sudden Kenny was on that board.
Right.
Don't even remember how it got started.
I suppose we should at least have a line item just
For-
in case they want something for organization.
Yeah.
And they might want more, might want less.
And I, like when they did it before, they just asked for whatever you would give.
Right.
There was no dollar amount, they just wanted something to help get started.
Yeah.
And that's why I just brought in the 1,500 for that.
I know they're gonna, yeah. Probably need something.
Right.
So that's a big one.
Like I say, it's done.
Well,
I mean, hopefully they can do it all through grants.
they might need a good deal,
Yeah, possible.
Yeah, they're still in the organizational process. We're hopefully have another meeting coming up here and I
And,
haven't seen anything yet, so.
yeah, if that works out, basically just tell them that we'll have some money for you after July 1st, you know.
So should I be plugging in a number for Shell Rock again, or was that probably a one-time
For
thing?
now, I'd leave the line item there, but just, don't put nothing in there.
So in Homeward, I'm pretty sure they asked for the 2,000 again, and that's a little different than the other organizations, because they're putting money into a pool.
That's pretty much an automatic every year, as I recall, when we
Yeah.
signed that thing.
Yeah,
They take $2,000 the first year, they let us off the hook.
yeah.
They didn't bill us anything. So,
Otherwise, yeah, it's just leave your own run and.
would you like a number to stick in for Winworth Betco if the budget gets approved?
Yeah.
58,374.
Yeah, the other ones I'll just put down for now.
And that could change because we haven't approved that budget either. But tentatively right now, for Worth County, it's 58,374.
And township, it's just a little bit, am considering doing another, township trustees educational meeting. Might be time to, or maybe I'll just wait until the election hits and see who's in and maybe do it next year.
Right.
That would be it.
Yep.
They're getting enough baptism by fire right now. And general drainage is, the majority of it is the IDDA dues and membership, and then as long as you wanna pay the legal too,
I think we should. What do you think, Jackie?
I don't think it hurts.
I don't think it hurts either. I have that available.
It'd be interesting to know how many others pay it, but. I'd rather have them there for us than not.
Right. So something coming up lately.
We're already in. There's already issues with certain districts around wanting to sue or possibly, so. We're already in, aren't we in 74 or something? There's some litigation going on that one, right?
Which that
Still in
also-
That's
which
different,
goes to District.
Yeah,
Right.
this is the district.
But I mean, it's
This
just,
is that deal down by Des Moines.
Yeah, this is like for the Des Moines Water.
Yeah.
Like when it affects.
Right.
But I mean, even so,
Yeah.
it could be turn around and be up here next.
yeah,
Cause anything that happened there would have affected the whole town, or the whole
Yeah, I mean,
state.
like,
Yep.
Take France, Cedar could do the same thing, and Cedar Rapids.
right.
Yep.
Yeah, you guys are moving and so.
Good. You know, you can go, when it comes to a river, you can go a long ways back and blame things,
Or they try.
or try upstream.
So far, they're real more fair.
And that's just transfer to secondary roads
Yeah.
and all that good stuff, so I'll plug those in. So I think I got a decent start. You know, keep plugging away, I can stay at work for a week.
So, anything else on the agenda?
We can go.
So, I think we're good.
Take a motion to adjourn then.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
All in favor, aye.
All right.
Opposed? Meeting is adjourned.
Thank you, Sam.